Yo, call me iconic the way my nut ironic. Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the Game Skits. Today, and only today, we are here to talk about something I've just been dying to talk about, which is my top 10 supersonic moments in Sonic Frontiers. Now, obviously, Sonic Frontiers has become synonymous with the return of Supersonic, not only just being back, but just being hype again with multiple hype moments, whether it's a QTE in a fight, whether it's a finisher, whether it's just a cool move. There are so many moments that I love, but I wanted to narrow it down to my 10 favorite supersonic moments in these boss fights. And of course, if you like what you see here, please make sure to subscribe to your boy. We are nearing 50k subscribers. I want to get that before the end of the year, and let me know what your favorite supersonic moments are. So let's start with number 10, and that is going to be the Giganto clone attack, right? You get to this first epic boss fight, you're excited, right? You're kicking in this hype OST, right? Then you suddenly see after a certain amount of attacks, oh shit, I can do a QTE on this guy. What does this mean? It gives you a button prompt. You press it. Sonic does this thing where he like spin dashes onto his head, and it goes to a different camera angle where you see a bunch of Sonic clones going into and mashing Giganto. To me, this was the first moment I felt like I genuinely lost my mind in the game, and it's the reason why I had it in here over a few other ones. It's just there's something about this move that is so satisfying to pull off, even on replays. Like, I feel like on replays, the move keeps how hype and exciting it is. It's a move you just want to do. It knocks down Giganto, and it looks fucking cool, and just you seeing a bunch of like shadow clone Sonics because of how powerful it is. It's the rawest thing alive, man. Number 9 is the Night Spears. Now, every Titan battle in the game is able to be quick side looped with 2 animations. You can do 2 animation quick side loops to these enemies, but the one for Night is so raw because when Night gets wrapped up, Sonic basically sticks a bunch of spears onto Night, making him stuck. You beat the shit out of him, whatever, you get your moves, and then when you do the second quick side loop, Sonic literally drops a giant mega spear onto him, pushing him down, and it is so fucking cool. I feel like it's one of the moves that I feel like people don't get that often or have shown that often, but it is so, like, it cannot be understated just how fucking cool that move is and how much I adore it anytime I pull it off. Number 8 is the original end of the end fight, you know, where basically Supersonic is getting tossed by OG Supreme / Sage, however you want to call it, and you have Sonic just rocketing forward. Now, the reason why I love this scene so much is less about, you know, that quick time event where you're like revving Sonic as if he's an engine, but it's that shot, right? That moment he goes through the moon, you know, destroys it, and then you just see like up in the distance, just Sonic just looks like a shooting star while the end theme is playing, and it's like, it's such a beautiful shot, you know, that it sticks out so much. It may not be the most hype, but it feels so emotionally effective. Now, number 7 is actually back to Giganto, the Giganto finisher. I love this finisher. The reason why I love the end of this finisher so much is because, one, you know, it's your first time doing this. It does the thing where, you know, it cuts to the music being your requirement to be like, welcome to the mind of a different kind. We've been growing slowly. And you see Sonic, you know, dash forward into Giganto, right? And like splooge coming out of Giganto, right? He got fucked. He got eviscerated right through the center of his core, and almost reminding me of the OG shot of Kid Goku killing King Piccolo back in the day. And like, there's something about, you know, that side-by-side shot in my mind that sticks out to me. But it's such an effective shot because early on you are just like so in awe by Supersonic's power that him ending that boss fight like that, and then you just see, you know, Giganto exploding, Sonic just looking at him, and poof. Again, there are crazier moments in these games, but there's something about this one that I love watching on replays, and I feel like the first time was just like, oh my god, dude, he is him, bro. And the way it syncs to the music, immaculate. Number 6 actually is a Wyvern moment. In fact, the Wyvern missile barrage backwards, right? I like to call this. Now, this move is not the final shot, you know, where he gets all the missiles tossed into Wyvern's mouth. That shot is cool, but one that sticks out to me so much more in the Wyvern fight is a QTE where it happens like later in the fight where Supersonic slides around Wyvern, right? And then goes on to do this QTE where time slows down with the music, right? And then Sonic gathers like a bunch of missiles that Wyvern has launched and fucking turns them to a rock and kicks them right at Wyvern, and it is the fucking coolest thing ever. It is so quick, it is so effective, and it makes my fucking head melt every time. It is one of the coolest things he does in the game, and I love it so much. And continuing off Wyvern, my number 5 is the Wyvern Mountain Toss. Another showcase of Sonic's pure strength as Super Sonic, where, you know, you're fighting, you get this QTE eventually by locking him up or doing big damage, right? You get the QTE, and then you see it goes into the sea where Sonic grabs Wyvern, this giant beast, spins him around, and then tosses him into a fucking mountain on, yeah, what's it called? The second island. I blanked on the name. It doesn't matter, right? But I was so in awe the first time I saw that. In fact, I think I missed it the first time I played it. I had to see it on YouTube later, and then when I redid the fight, I always do it because it is legitimately one of the coolest things Sonic has ever done in his life. Number 4 is the Akuma moment. All right, that's right. In the latest update versus the new end, you guys all know this shot. It's the shot where Sonic's got his arms crossed. It zooms into the eye. You go Raging Demon slashes all over the screen, destroying the shit out of, you know, the final version of Supreme, and then Sonic just staring with his back behind the camera, looking like the coolest motherfucker alive, the coolest dude to ever do it, knowing he is him. What makes this shot even cooler is it's actually also a reference to IDW, right, where there's one panel with Super Sonic and Silver with this exact type of outline that shows up. But it genuinely is like, I think I had a stroke the first time I saw that. Now we are here into the top 3, right? Number 3 is going to be the losing it and bringing it back, however you want to call it, right? So this is the moment again versus the final end, where at some point the end tosses a giant Frieza death beam at Sonic. Sonic actually loses Super, right? The Chaos Emeralds are spinning around him, right? He turns back to Super, charges up, right? Knows he is him, right? Turns the camera on and then points at the camera looking like, hey, it's not fucking over. I am still him and you have to deal with me. And to me, that was like the definition of I'm him. You know, like when you, that move was purely flexing. There's no attack. It is pure Sonic charging up and getting hyped and knowing that, hey, I'm coming for you. Number 2, of course, how could I not mention this one and adore this one? It is the Night Sword Slash, bro. You are getting done hearing the rawest song of all time with Find Your Flame, right? You are seeing, you know, you do this quick move where you're holding on to the sword, you're trying to go around, right? Sonic's fighting, and then he eventually kicks away the sword from Night, right? The sword lands at the top of the hill, which that could have been it. That would have been raw, you know, the sword through the mountain, FF7 style, you know, whatever, Master Sword style, the sword is gone. But Sonic then proceeds to go and side loop it. And the second you see Sonic side loop it, you're like, oh my god, I know what's about to happen, right? And you just see Sonic pull up, right, with the music slowed down specifically to that ending, queued up to it, you know, now here we go, it's the end of the show. And then Sonic goes up, grabs the Mega Sword that the boss was just fucking him up with, and slashes him, and you see the slash happen. Na na, it's you and your friend, and it's like the fucking sickest thing I've ever seen in my life, and I will never forget that moment ever. And of course, number 1 is one obviously that came with the ending, which is the finale and Ultra Cybersonic, whatever you want to call it. This moment, I think, made me lose my mind as a human being, right? I think this move genuinely changed me because, you know, Sonic goes into this cannon, right? And, you know, he's effectively just charging up, right? But after you've lost your mind already in this fight, then you start to see Sonic starting to power up, right? Already after he's already powered up early in this fight, and he's fucking losing it. He's shaking like crazy. He's losing his fucking mind, and you're just like, what the hell is happening to my boy, dude, right? He talked some shit earlier. He's like, Master King, you're done, bro. It's show what he done for you, right? Eggman aiming that shit at the fucking end Supreme, whatever you would call it. Shoot it. Sonic going crazy while the sickest version of I'm Near is playing, and Kellen Quinn is yelling his ass off with the vocals, and you see Sonic going whoosh, 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 laser everywhere, and you see the Fang pull up for like the first time in the game since like ever, right? And it goes just destructively through him and through the end, and you are hearing crazy music playing, and Sonic is just orbiting through space, battle damage, Dragon Ball style, as the song is concluding, and it is just an immaculate, beautiful moment, you know. And then Sonic falls down there, but just the way the music was timed to it, the way you're just hearing the vocals like standing near, the way ahead's becoming clear. all across the... you don't have to hear me sing this, but whatever. It just, that moment to me just cemented the end of that journey. I was so happy and I will never forget it. But yeah, those are my top 10 supersonic actions, things, whatever you want to call it, from Frontiers. Please let me know yours in the comment section below. And God, I need more in the future. Please, Sonic Team Sega, keep cooking.